Hi, this is Ron Janish, and this is the new technique I'm introducing this year in November. Here we are, November 2019. And while we'll call it new, a three-step technique, it's, uh, it's using stuff you should know. As a course member, this is stuff you should know. But we're going to use it in a sequential or a layered technique. And what it's going to do for you is it's going to help you find situations where you know where the start of the trend is, and then what happens is you have an initial target, and your initial target is your 04R1 line, and most cases it'll make it, and in many cases it'll go far beyond it. And otherwise, if you have 5 pivots, you want to get out of there. Or if you get a reversal signal, you want to get out of there or reverse, okay? So what this is going to do is going to give you situations where you could be in the trend for a while if you're in the trade, okay? And a while meaning 20, 30, 40 bars, okay, which are usually days, right? That's a couple of months. Okay, now here's the premise. Most people, when they have trading systems, they consist of a breakout, or their entry is a pullback after some kind of a move up or down, whatever. Or the third one is they look for reversal points. And you can look for reversal points with Andrews, and it'll be reversal perhaps at the ML, perhaps at the MLH, perhaps at a FAR 2P line. So if you have 5 pivots in a row, it'd be pivots 1 and 3, and when it reaches pivot 5, that's the FAR 2B. Or it would be a reaction line, and typically it's your 04. Okay. Now we do have some exceptions that are a little different, and you'll find kind of crazy, a little bit more challenging to deal with, and that's an EP. It's a shakeout, a little shakeout that's really in a correction pattern, and of course is this 04R1 reversal. Okay. So we're going to give you some examples of this and kind of how this came about. And let's take a look. Here we go. So let's, where are we? GBP USD. Has GBP. Here we go. GBP USD. So here's how this came about. So here I am attending this seminar, and it's a meetup type event, and people get up there and they get up there and tell their own theories and and show the test results of what they've done and all kinds of stuff like that. So one guy gets up there and talks about the breakout system. I said, all right. And what he does is he says, okay, now price is here. Price goes from here to here. Okay, so over here. And what you do is you put a buy stop once it goes above here, and that's your breakout. Say, okay, well that's interesting. And then your stop is over here, past here. Yikes, that's a long way. And if you use a breakout plus a pullback, you could go here down to here after it pulls back, from going through that line, or you can wait until you have at least a good size pivot to the downside before you use a breakout. That's up to you. So anyway, so we're going to take a look at this. Anyway, and then his target was, let's see what the target was. His target was, hold on, let's see. His target was 100%. So if this distance is from here to here and his target's 100%, his target would be up here somewhere, which it eventually made. no question. Okay. So my strategy, so what I suggested, I said, well, look, there's three different ways of approaching this. And you can get the breakaway, you can get the pullback, you can get a pullback system of some kind, and or you can have a point that you consider a significant reversal point, and use that. And for your illustration there, young man, how about if we just keep an eye on when there's pullback scenarios and see if you like that better? And I'm typically looking for several days of pullback. And so what happened was, I remember his target was up here in this example, right? And so if I get a pullback, I'm getting a pullback over here. Here's a nice solid pullback of several days. And then, just like him, I'm in the trade, but I'm in the trade, I take it up to here and it goes a little further than that. But, I might get in over here and take the ride up there because this is the pullback, right? So that was my contribution to this. And so what's going to happen is I'm going to get up there and say, well, why don't you take it to the next level and include a reversal point. Now, the reversal point techniques I'm going to talk about are specifically for course members. You'll find, or actually all the techniques I'm talking about are for course member oriented, because we've covered them in the other material. So for example, if you get long here, see, here's a nice example. You get long. Oop, that's not going to work. We got to change this. So if you get long here, boom. Okay, let's say you use this as a pullback. Well, then your target would be the R1 line. As long as, and this is typically where price will see resistance. If they just blast on through it, then watch for it to keep going for a while. So, there's your R1 line, 04R1, and there's the other ones on the list that I initially showed. Okay, those are typical reversal point scenarios. Let's see if we do right here to right here, there's your 132P line, and didn't quite make it, right? Let's see if it makes it here. Nope. Well, sometimes it just doesn't make it. And so as a result, you've got to use the other lines, which is typically, if you're looking for a reversal point, you'd find a price going up to an ML, turning right at it, or to an MLH and turning right at it. And that could be a FAR H. Okay. So that's if you're looking for the reversal point, and you're just looking to check it off your list, right? Because you need the three things to be true here. And I'll show you how working with these things to be true can be rather interesting. Okay, now, so let's start. Let's look at the euro, okay? Now you might notice that I'm actually short. Let's see, 109.85, where is that? It's up here somewhere. Oh, that's because I went short again. I was short up here, if you remember, and then I went going, and I got out and got short again. Okay. Anyway, those are post. Let's take a look at why. Let's first of all take a look at why I might have gone long somewhere around here and about where I would get that. Okay, so I'm looking for three things. I'm looking for breakaway. Here's a pivot. Here's a pivot. So I need, okay, so I've got a breakout way. Okay, so I've got that. I got a pullback. Okay. And Now looking for 5 pivots up or an R1 line, and okay, that happens up here. The R1 line does. And so I've got a pullback. Now I've got a reversal point, and reversal was, that didn't exactly do a reversal there, so let's see if we had an ML down there. That it reversed that. Well, actually, what we can say also, actually we can use the ML. We can say, hey, we have, whoop, hold on. We take this low. It's annoying. Low, high. That doesn't do it. Let's take the low, high, low. Okay, and we see we have a zoom of the ML. Now we have a retrace back. So we have zoom two ways, but we need some kind of a 2P reversal or other reversal point. Let's see what else we can do here. Let's take a look at how this works. If we take this here and say, well, here's a pivot, here's a pivot, here's a pivot. And there was a pivot a little closer here, but I definitely have a 2P line coming down here that it went back to. And so this would mean all three criteria are true, right? We have the breakaway, past the ML. We have the pullback, back towards the ML. We also have it with the 2P line, right? And then we have prices coming back to a 2P line. Let's just take a look. There we go. Or it could be a regular 2P. Okay. And one of the things you'll note is that when you get a pullback, after a zoom and you get a pullback of any kind, you'll get prices not going past the new ML. Oh, this is some kind of garbage. Let's get rid of this. Okay. So let's see an example of that. See how prices came down, didn't even come close to the ML. Okay. Okay. So up we go from here. So here, somewhere around here is a good place to get long, take the ride up, right? And finally hits the R1 up here someplace. And you've got 5 pivots, so you can say, well, the predictable move is over. Okay. So we go up here. And we see prices reversed at the far H. Hey, we have a reversal. And so we do this. And we go, hey, yeah, we have a zoom. Close past the ML. And now we're back up towards it again, right? And so we have the, let's see. We draw our trend line stuff. We get something decent here too. Let's take a look. I see prices broke past the trend line and all that good shit. And so they come back up here again. And so up here in this area here is a nice place to go short. And you might even have a nice reversal point there in that area by simply drawing another ML. Let's take a look. Oh. Yeah, it goes back up to this bigger H and goes beyond it a little bit before it goes down. Now, as it goes down, draw the 0.4. Excuse me. What happens? Prices just plow right through it, right? So, good idea to hang in there with it, right? Until you have 5 pivots or uh, your reversal signal, and you already have 1, 2. So we'll see what happens here. If you get 3, 4, 5 down here, hey, it's all over. Now it might keep on going down, but the predictable trend is over. Okay. Okay, let's see another example of this. Japanese yen. Okay. Okay. So we can see here prices coming down, 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 down. We can see prices broke up above the trend line. Did a nice close above, came back down to it. So we have a breakup, come back down. Okay, that's nice. Now this is an EP pattern, so it's a little different, right? And okay, so you have prices coming back down. You got close beyond. Not real good. Okay, but no problem. Now, here's why. So you get an up move here, down. Doesn't do it though. But if you see how price went up here and then came down, shakeout. Okay, so you might have a nice end of a nice big correction of some kind with a shakeout in here. All right, so we have the breakup, the pullback. On the ML, we have the breakout and pullback on the trend lines. And here we have a shakeout. And where's the reversal? Well, let's take a look. Did we have a 3P line that gives us a reversal? Or do we have to look for an ML or an H? Isn't that nice? There's your 3P. Okay, so much for that. See another example. Here we go. Nice and easy. So here we go up, boom, 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 boom. And we see here, we have a zoom down, pull back up, you draw your low, high, low, median line. You'll see that prices don't make it. When they get up here, I'll draw it just so you're fun. See? This is your median line. Prices didn't close beyond it. Okay, so prices go back up to the 2P line. Very close. Close enough, actually. Consider that a reversal, and down we go. Okay, so your predicted trend is down. Okay, let's take a look. Oh, notice I went short today. Okay. Let's look at cotton. Okay. Cotton. Same kind of thing. Price is going up here forever, and then they start doing some shit. Let's take a look here. High, low, high. We see prices zooming through the ML, coming back up. Okay. And then we see prices stopping at an H. Okay, so we have a zoom, pull back, and stop at a line and a reversal. Good enough for me if you're just using that alone. Now, if you're using trend lines, then let's take a look. It's a little tricky drawing these damn things. Well, it definitely broke it. Yeah, oh God, look at this guy. So it broke through the trend line and then came back up to it, reversed at it. So there's 3 points with a trend. Third thing with the trend line, your break, pull back, boom, reverse at it, and then down we go. Okay. So we have 1, 2. Now we're going to do 3, 4, 5. We're in R1 line. We'll see what happens. Prices don't always make it to the R1. Now, you could argue that that's an R1 line, but I wouldn't. I'd rather, let me take a look. I'd rather look for out here somewhere. Okay. Let's go back to our list. Okay. So the concept is fairly straightforward. If you can know what the trend is, you can be in the move confidently and relaxed with reasonable risk. And you're looking for 3 things to be true. And after all 3 are true, then you consider putting on a move. But otherwise, you only have 2. You only have 2. If you miss this one, there's plenty more coming. And remember, these moves can take a couple of weeks, a couple of months. So how you use this is up to you. Okay. Now, when you get an R, when you do it on a move, and you usually look at your R1 like we did in the euro, but consider that typically when you've just had a correction pattern and you're going into what's theoretically going to be an advancement pattern, then the theory is that price will go a heck of a lot more. So the theory is that price is going to try to make new lows. Okay. Will it? I don't know. But it doesn't matter, because if I can, I'm following 20, 30 different futures, and if I can have a few positions on at any time, and I've got a tight risk on them, and most of them make money, who cares? Okay, I don't have to take the whole move. I don't have to get in at the exact top or exact bottom. I can take a huge chunk out of the middle and be perfectly happy. And you can too. Ron Janisch signing off. Bye.